Hey, what's up, YouTube? So today I want to just talk about this cool development tool that I've been using lately called mise. Let's get into it. So what is mise? And if we were to use the kind of the in context name, the name comes from cooking, the concept of mise en place, which I believe it's probably French. Like most of those cooking terms are French. And what it means is basically you take you know before you cook a dish, you have all of your things like your tools and your ingredients and anything else you might need like all prepared and weighed out and measured and ready, like ready to just like put it into the recipe. And so it's kind of pretty good name, I think. But kind of what that means in the tool context is so kind of the initial use that I found it was with was for the like a dev tool management tool, which is a tool for managing tools, a little bit meta. But what that kind of means is you can say, for example, like with the command mise use node at 23, then whatever project you're in, it will basically, put into the mise configuration file for that project. It will put, it will say like, this project uses node version 23, and anyone else who, goes into this project and has mise enabled, like they can just get, or they can just do like a mise install command and get access to node 23. Similarly, it also has like not just programming languages, but it also has like a bunch of tools. So like DuckDB is the example I've got here, but that also includes like Postgres. It includes a bunch of like random utilities, like your cloud CLIs, like AWS has a CLI, Google Cloud and Azure also have like CLIs, and like those are also just in mise, so you can put those in there too. If you want like an editor, it has a NeoVim, it has Helix, it has probably others that I didn't notice. But yeah, like you can, that's kind of what it means by a dev tool manager. And then the other uses that I found kind of more recently. So this one is kind of like just a task runner. And this is like, it's not like a super killer feature, but like it is really nice to have it kind of just like integrated with everything. And so, it has like, it has support for like watch tasks. So if you want something to like rerun whenever a certain like list of files changes, like you can do that. If you want, if you just like, want to have like convenience tasks, so that you don't have to like, put them into like your README or, some other file, you can also do that. And then it has like support for like, it won't run a task if if it has defined dependencies and those dependencies haven't changed. So that's, also pretty nice for things like deployments, like migrations and stuff like that. So that's, that's the task running stuff. And then what I thought was pretty cool is that it also has like environment variable management. And so at the most basic level, that's just like mise set GCS bucket equals whatever. And then that will put, that variable into your mise configuration file for the project. And then all of the tasks and like anything else in the mise context will have access to that environment variable. But what I thought was really cool is that it also supports secrets. And so, if you have like your AWS, like, secret keys, if you have like, just like API keys and stuff that you don't want to be like, committed to source and stuff, you can put those into mise and it will like, like it will just kind of like handle that really well, which is super nice. And so that's kind of what it does. How do I use mise? Well, so initially I used it for managing language installs, but at the beginning I was kind of like using it poorly. By the way, by like this is like referring to like before this past weekend. This is all very like, fresh for me. So I hope that this is also, cool and fresh for you. But so what I mean by using it poorly is previously I was using a tool called ASDF, which is more focused on just like the language and the tools installs. So it doesn't have like the task running and the environment variable management and stuff. And poorly means that I kind of just took my ASDF configs, like which is the .tool -versions file, and just kind of like just kept using that, which is fine. Like mise can understand those files, but like it has all of these other cool features. Like I should use the other cool features. And so, one day, like a while ago, I ran mise and saw that it had some like task related commands. And so I was kind of like, oh, it has other things that it can do. So then this past weekend, I decided to start using those. And then I looked at the docs and like, kind of like tried to figure out how it would like work with this project that I've been doing recently. And so now I'm trying to like kind of actively migrate stuff to use more like mise conventions. And so, like, as I said, mise can handle like all kinds of cool stuff. Like, like you can use it to manage your editors, like your terminal based editors. I don't know if it has support for like, not terminal based editors, but, NeoVim, you can just manage that with mise. It also has a NeoVim version manager called Bob, which is cool. So if you want a manager for your NeoVim version manager, then you need mise. And then it also has like the cloud CLIs. It has a bunch of like other utilities like 1Password. It's got all kinds of cool stuff. So so with that, what does it kind of look like? Well, here I have from this project that I've been working on recently. This is so on the left we have the mise configuration file, and here we just kind of have like I just have a couple of tools. So this is like it's a Python project, and I also use the gcloud CLI, and so those are the two things that I have defined in the tools here. So just the version 3.13 of Python and the latest version of gcloud, because I don't care. I just want the I don't care what specific version it is. Just give me the latest one. And then I have a few tasks defined in here. So these two, trend build and GCS contents, are just kind of like these kind of just like run a script with a specific environment variable. So it's nice that I don't have to like define that every time I run the thing or like have it in like a like an env.dev or whatever. It's nice that I can just like put them here and have them just like ready to go. And then the other task I have is this is for I don't know. Dev is kind of a poor name for it, but basically what it does is like in this project, like I generate a bunch of like JSON files, and then I have I didn't want to like build up a complicated front end just to handle like some like I just want to like see these JSON files, but like not in JSON. And so I made a couple of like dumb Jinja 2 templates to kind of present those JSON files. And then the first command here, the uv run main.py, that just like builds all of the templates into HTML files with the associated data, and then also produces an index file that gives me like I can just like go to the root route and get a list of all of the files that I'm looking at. And then the second file, or the second command, just starts the bog standard Python server that that just like takes your index.html and just like gives it to your localhost. And so yeah, so that's the task that I have, and then what that kind of looks like for using it is so like here, you can just do mise run GCS contents, and that will run this task here, which again is just a script that like has a environment variable, and then it will just run the script. This one, if we were to run this one, would do the stuff. It would build the main.py, or run the main.py script, and then it would start the server, and it would just like hang out until I killed it or whatever. So that's what that would look like. And then the other thing that I wanted to, or that I have here, is kind of like this is just mise ls, which just shows you all of the tools that you have available. And so as you can see, so we have a few things. We have two different sources. for these tools. So one of them is my like global configuration for mise. And so here I have like a version of Elixir, version of Erlang, version of version of Node. Sorry, speaking's hard. And those all come from the global configuration. And then inside of this project, I also have, inside of this project, like this is taking these two values from the, just from the project configuration. So, gcloud 533, which is the latest, and then Python 3.13.1, which is the 3.13 that it gave us. And so that's kind of just, what it looks like from a really basic level. So with that, I hope you've enjoyed. If you want to check out mise some more, I will have all of these links to stuff in the video description. But basically, these are just like pages on the mise docs that are probably handy for someone who's using mise for the first time. Or even if you're not using it for the first time, but you're looking at it like, fresh and as a new tool kind of for the first time. And so that's all I've got. So I hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you next time.